estimate with you.
At this point, does anybody on the committee want to talk about what's been presented?
I think it's conceptually moving in the right direction, and I think that once this concept, at least from my selfish point of view, it addresses in the best way possible the various interests of various participants. And if this concept could then be put on the table, so to speak, and then go back to refining the individual participants, like town clerks and so forth, I think it's got some interesting momentum in getting us to where we should be. But at least from, it seems to me is conceptually something we've been looking at and can work with. And I think that hopefully everybody here understands, varying interests and points of view, but it does have a potential for a consensus, which I'm most concerned with moving along.
Anybody see anything that needs to be?
Well said.
Anybody else see anything that needs to be tweaked as far as from us as a committee?
That's good.
Were we going to have a spare office or two? For
There-
both?
There was one.
There is, I just buzzed over it, there is a flex station, in, this wing here. There's, no, it says flex station, there's a future office, you have a couple of spares actually.
Okay.
There's a future office for the building department in case you ever want to hire a town planner, thank you, and you have a flex station that's off of the actual main corridor.
I mean, one thing you might want to consider also is, you may want to consider daylighting some more of the lower level, depending, if you have it as an alternate perhaps, but maybe you can go back to the site plan.
Yeah, also, and right before we get there, if you guys recall the monitor that Chris was talking about, that is going to end up highlighting and lighting this area right here that has the potential to not receive daylight. So for people who are walking through this corridor, that will receive light there.
Yeah, and what we try to do maybe is expand that space just a little bit in that area, so you could have a little bit of seating, so somebody could sit in an interior lit space outside of all those offices. But, what this, maybe I can use the other one. This gesture here could be implemented along here more extensively, and then some of these spaces perhaps, and that could also be done in the future, but it'll never get done, so if you don't do it, when you build it. But these could be daylit spaces in the event that you ever wanted to put a department or something in there, that could happen.
You have a cross of that on the outside?
No, they don't.
Well, I'm sorry, is that?
You don't have a cross, you don't have a picture of that, or?
Or a section through there? No, we don't, but we could definitely generate that, and I think that would be of
do a
interest.
step program all the way across?
Right, you could, so what this is, if you can imagine,
Yes.
going out 10 or 15 feet
Right.
and stepping it down, you'd have greenery out there, basically looking out into a garden. It'd be quite nice. So you could do that along here, and these could be essentially interior, exterior offices, because you get some good light in there. So it's a consideration, and perhaps that's something that's put, below the line as an alternate, and, you might consider it. That's the kind of thing where, you might be able to do it at some, depending on how the bids come in, maybe you do it, maybe you don't, but, it's a possibility. So I think that what it does is it starts to give you a more usable, more habitable space, because you build that lower level anyway.
So then we might want to move that storage into the flex space.
Right, or what you could do is put more storage on this side, and then this could all be
Left over.
habitable space. And I'm really in response to your notion that we have extra offices, well, we do in the upper floors, but, who knows down the road, what you might want to be able to put in here. we see that a lot in municipal buildings where, you all of a sudden have a new program that you didn't even think you were gonna have, 15 years from now.
So on the library portion of the space, I would assume you'll go back to Priscilla and her gang and fine tune the layout of that. Just noticing that the director's space seemed far from the circulation table. I don't know if that's something that,
It's actually, yeah, because I jump out on circulation, when we're low, so,
Mhm.
And there have definitely been,
Multitasking.
yeah.
some deviations from our last
Right,
discussion.
right,
Um,
right. So we can
That we
talk
wanna
about,
talk
yeah,
about,
your
yeah.
thoughts and, right.
Yeah, we'd go
Yep.
through a whole exercise. I think
Yep.
the nice thing is we had a programming exercise that idealized everything. And we take all those pieces and put them in the box that we could come up with that has other pressures in its form. And now we'll go back once again with all the departments, see how they're fitting in. And, we've already found, just late, sort of late today, we think we can do a little better on even this area, for instance, up here. We think we can rework that stair to pull it back a little bit and make it a triple, a triple run stair. And that would give us a wider space up here, and we'd be able to use more space here. So there are little things that we would be working with to improve the plan. We wanted to get this far so that we could, show everybody that things will fit, that it's definitely feasible, and then refinement could come.
I think when you go back to the departments, especially the town hall departments with that exterior rendering, and you can show them, this is where you're gonna be in the building. I think that is gonna make a lot of difference for them, because before they're looking at a floor plan and where's this?
Right,
Yeah,
you
where
can
are
see the
they?
windows, they can see the.
Right. So now, especially with the overall plan, with the site plan, they'll actually see where they'll be on the site.
Right, exactly.
I really can't see how the town clerk's office is, from my angle over here, but I guess you'll be looking at how people come in. Normally they go to a desk, how lawyers go and access the vault. So the whole accessibility of how that traffic pattern flows.
Right,
The town clerk's office layout is actually very close to how they had idealized their layout. They didn't want to be closed off with a long corridor, a long counter. And they're taking it off of the Woodstock where that entry into the vault is more open than having to go into their office and then into the vault. But every department will definitely have another round to look at it, and we'll really sit down with them.
And the vault space, you said is bigger than what's obviously much bigger, I would think, than what's currently there.
Yes.
And there's room for more vault space down in
the lower level.
the lower level.
So hearing not many changes, you're going back and tweak those few things and then be prepared to go to each of the departments. So you're ready to focus a little more on the armory now?
yeah.
Yeah,
Getting back to the vault,
yeah.
is the town clerk gonna have some capacity of being a forerunner of people entering the vault?
You mean controlling it, yeah.
Because I know it's a public facility, but there's a lot of sensitive documents in there, and if they're working with somebody and somebody slips in, you don't know who that person is.
Yeah, well, I think, Valerie, you can speak up, but we have, from the corridor, you're going into the space, and then there's some control of that space, and then into the vault.
Okay, so the access is almost
It's from,
in the office?
In the
yes,
office.
it's
Okay.
basically from the town clerk's office.
And the Woodstock, somebody mentioned Woodstock, I think, achieves that without being too intrusive. You get there and they have sort of subtle control of who goes in and out,
Right.
but it just also has a very feeling of service. We want to have this available, but we want to control it at the same time, and I
Right.
think Bridgestock does achieve that
Mhm.
pretty well.
Can I ask one more question? I was thinking as I was looking at this, what about like on Saturdays when the library is open, but everyone else